We celebrate Chanukah by observing its two fundamental mitzvos throughout this week. The first is, the most obvious, the Neiras Chanukah, lighting of Chanukah candles, which we light each night, increasing our numbers so that on the last night of Chanukah we have 8 candles. The second mitzvah is that of Lahodos Ulahalel, to praise and give thanks to Hashem for the miracles that He performed for our ancestors during this time. And we do that, we observe that mitzvah by reciting the Hallel every morning of Chanukah. So the Shem Mishmuel points out that these two mitzvahs, the two mitzvahs of Chanukah, are observed with two parts of our body, the eyes and the mouth. The mitzvah of Neiras Chanukah is observed by the eyes because it's not enough to simply light the Chanukah candles, but we're supposed to look at the Chanukah candles, not use them for anything, but simply look at them. And Lahodos Ulahalo, the mitzvah of giving praise to Hashem, is through our mouth, that we have to say and praise and thank Hashem also for the miracles that He performed for our ancestors during this time. And he points out that these two parts of the body correspond to an incident which took place earlier in the Torah, the use of these two parts of the body, the incident which took place earlier in the Torah when it came to toward the end of the life of Noah. It was after the Mabul, it was after the great flood, and Noah started to drink. He became inebriated. He lost himself. And his son Ham saw that his father had become naked. Very embarrassing incident. But Ham, instead of covering his father, he looked. Vayar Ham avi Kenan es ervas aviv. He saw his father's erva, his father's nakedness. And not only did he see with his eyes, but vayaged l'shnei achav b'chutz. He told his brothers about it. So instead of covering his father and not telling anyone what happened and preserving his father's dignity, Ham ends up not only not covering him, but also telling his other brothers. Shem and Yefes, we are descendants of Shem, and the Greeks are descendants of Yefes. They ended up taking a sheet and covering their father. So first what they did was they covered their father, the Torah says, Vayechasu. To cover is opposite than to see. So they did a tikkun, they did a correction on that which Ham did, which was bad, that which he looked. They decided to cover. And not only that, but the pasuk says, Ve'ervas avihim lo ro'u, they did not see their father's nakedness. So the opposite of seeing is not seeing. So it was the power of this use of their eyes and of their mouth, not in the positive, but in the opposite, such that while Ham used his eyes for something which was bad and used his mouth to speak to his brothers about what he saw, the brothers ended up doing the opposite. They made sure they covered their father so that nobody would find out the opposite of one speaking about something that happened. And the pasuk says that they didn't see their father's nakedness, which is the opposite of seeing. So as we use both of these parts of our body, both of these senses, our sight and our ability to talk, and on Chanukah for a positive reason, we hope that as we do so in commemorating these mitzvos, that we continue to use our eyes and our mouth for positive intentions, for positive moments, for mitzvos throughout the course of the year, and correct the ways of the son of Noah, Ham, who did the opposite, and as opposed to causing disgrace to someone, with our eyes and with our mouth, we can cause honor and preserve the dignity of others. Thank you for listening. A lichtig Chanukah and good Shabbos to all.